All right, Viktor Gyokeres. Arsenal is leading the transfer to sign Viktor Gyokeres. If you never knew, they are in the lead. I'm obviously going to be giving my reason as to why Arsenal is in the lead to sign Viktor Gyokeres. Smash the like button, comment, and share. I tell you what, smash the like button close to 100 times, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. So Arsenal are in need of a striker and before Wednesday I've always gone ahead to let you know that it depends on to the result that United will get into the UEFA Europa League final. I know very many Arsenal fans never wanted Spurs to lift the trophy because they know to it that Spurs will obviously do a trophy parade in North London, and they will obviously have portraits that will be mocking the people at Arsenal. But on the other hand, you would love to see to it that Spurs fails United to lift this trophy to go to the Champions League, to earn United a chance to get money to sign a player known as Viktor Gyokeres. And it's a blessing, this guys, that Spurs went ahead to win the trophy for the club of Arsenal, though no Arsenal fan wanted to see Spurs lift the trophy because Arsenal hasn't won any European trophy, since how many years back? I think even 2 decades back since they last lifted one, So Arsenal knew to it that, Arsenal fans knew to it that it would obviously be humiliating. That's why I've gone ahead to see people like Robbie come out and obviously slate the man known as Ruben Amorim like he's not fit for the job, and very many others have really shot at the guy known as the manager of Manchester United, known as Ruben Amorim, especially Arsenal fans. Yet we who support Man United are like, he should be given time. The same statement I made on Eric Ten Hag when was hacked is the same statement I'm going to make on Ruben Amorim. When United needs a manager who is obviously going to be there for 5 years, like you see what Arsenal had to do under Mikel Arteta. If we cannot have a manager who can really be around, for 5 years, then it will cease to make sense in any way. So guys, let's get into this detail. Now, why is Arsenal leading the transfer race? I told you that the only threatening factor of a deal of Gyokeres to Arsenal was Manchester United, and it was going to be very competitive, and it would have gone ahead to lead into what we call a bidding war if at all United had gone ahead to really beat Spurs and take the UEFA Europa League. But you've gone ahead to see to it that United is talking to other players like Liam Delap. They're anywhere near close this deal of Viktor Gyokeres, unless otherwise. Gyokeres is really a stubborn lad, but if you're looking at these two projects, I've always gone ahead to say Arsenal's project is really near fruition if you've been following these two projects. And I know Gyokeres knows it, that however much he was with Ruben Amorim, and Ruben Amorim is at Manchester United, you really have more assurance that Arteta is going to be still the manager of Arsenal than Amorim being the manager of Manchester United. Because if Amorim loses or doesn't win, if at all in the opening 10 games of the season, especially the Premier League, Amorim goes ahead to lose like 3 or 4, he will be sacked. You get? Because that's Man United for you. They don't want it to happen. You get? And even if Arteta loses his first opening 4 games of the season, Arsenal won't sack him because they have a lot of belief in the player in the manager known as Arteta. So I think Gyokeres has also gone ahead to get a relief in him that I'll have a reason to give to Ruben Amorim. However much I feel like Arsenal is the best side to go to, if United went to the Champions League, I wouldn't have any excuse to offer to Ruben Amorim to see to it that he really finds himself in a position of really coming to the club. So now Gyokeres is smiling because he is now gonna go to Arsenal, as he cannot opt for Manchester United, a club that is not playing in Europe. And if at all you've been following up onto Gyokeres and his numbers in the Champions League, I think there is no way he sacrifices his career that is hitting 27 years of age, fourth next month, by not playing into the Champions League. Because last season he played 8 matches in the Champions League, 6 goals and 1 assist, 7 goal involvements. And with him coming at Arsenal, he'll not eat that. He'll have a chance to really score and score and score very, very many goals indeed. So that is the lad known as Gyokeres for you. Mikel Arteta, he's really a huge fan of Isak and Sheshko, and the sporting director is a huge fan of Gyokeres. And in this, I don't know how Arsenal will come to a common point to see who they're gonna obviously choose to be the number 1 centre forward for the club of Arsenal, because it's still boiling hot in there. And what are we talking about? We're talking about the boardroom of Arsenal that is really looking at 3 strikers. That is Isak, Gyokeres, and Benjamin Sesko. And Dusan Vlahovic has also gone ahead to join the queue. And I tell you what, it's not yet done. And with Andre Batha coming in from Italy, he might be one of those who is an admirer of a player called Vlahovic. So very many options of strikers are really increasing. Remember, we only had Osimhen, Isak, and Gyokeres as proven strikers. Then you bring on the Seskos of this world. But as we speak right now, even Vlahovic looks like he wants out of the Juventus side, and he wants to obviously play in the Champions League. But for him, there are very many teams that are really interested in him, but are they really willing to meet the realistic evaluation for the side of Juventus? That's a story for another day. So Gyokeres is one of those that Arsenal wants. The reason has always gone ahead to be given here on always that the club of Arsenal has always and always on several occasions wanted not to go in for a 120 million pound striker, that is Isak. Though he's the best, if you tell me Isak and Gyokeres, who do I get? I've always been vocal. I go in for Alexander Isak. Premier League proven, he's a better bowler, more talented, and he is a finisher. A man who can create nothing, can create something from nothing. That's the lad we're talking about, and he goes by the names of Isak. You understand? So, for Gyokeres, I think Andre Batha has to really sit down Mikel Arteta and really convince him that get him this guy. But they are in need of 2 forwards, a centre forward and a wide forward. Arsenal are in need of those, and I'm gonna hate to see a list having players like Nico Williams. As I told you yesterday, that Arteta was talking to Nico Williams. Then another player kicked in who went by the names of we're having Nico Williams, Leroy Sen, Ademola Lookman, Florian Wirtz. Who else? Rodrigo is also there. So the list of wide players that Arsenal are really interested in signing this summer transfer window is really increasing. But amongst all those that I'm gonna hate to mention, they've gonna hate to sign one. Even for Viktor Gyokeres, Isak, Vlahovic, and Benjamin Sesko, Arsenal will have to sign one. And we are still waiting to see who Arsenal is obviously going to sign. And for Benjamin Sesko, there is a reason as to why Arsenal is still interested in him, because they believe that he's the most prospectful striker in the next 2 seasons, that if they miss out on him, he might go out to a club where he's going to turn out into a monster. Rokani David is my name. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. We out.